Welcome to A Pint and Two Shots. It's a podcast, it's a football podcast. We're live here at the G4 Claim Studios in Wishaw. Thanks if you've subscribed to the YouTube channel, but if you've not gone to do us a big favour, click the thumb and subscribe now. We've got a great show lined up for you today. We're going to be speaking to Gordon Duncan, and we've got a new game as well that you can play along to. So, without further ado, roll the credits. You could do that.
Welcome to A Pint and Two Shots, coming to you from the G4 podcast studio, with part-time pundit and average actor Stephen Purden, and bringing a wealth of knowledge and questionable patter, it's our no-nonsense Daphne, Chris Toll. Completing our front three, it's the man himself, all the way from the tap end of Stevenson, it's Grado!
We're back in A Pint and Two Shots. It's a podcast, it's a football podcast, and we're joined today by none other than, well, he's a bit of a legend. He's a bit of a legend these days, isn't he? You've carved your name in history of Scottish football media.
Aye.
It's Gordon Duncan.
That was the best intro I could have hoped for. I can't help but think you've oversold it, and the next hour is going to be sheer disappointment, but we'll see. Much we paying him?
Much we paying him for?
But listen,
I paid you to say that.
You paid us.
But you were saying, Bob, in a previous podcast, the listeners loved you.
You were
Daft.
up there with the most listened to guest that we'd had on our previous podcast, mate.
I can't help but think.
We're putting it down to that, but I was off that week. So that's probably why everybody was listening.
Because the Korea listeners are Rangers fans.
That wee bastard Daphne. Yes.
Language, mate.
Sorry,
come on.
Bugger.
I can't help but think that's some sort of bad sales pitch you've got to
mate,
get
honestly.
Well, it's now defunct, that podcast.
Aye.
Well, there
you're talking
that
about
maybe tells its own
Billy
story.
Gilmore, Barry Ferguson, Frank McAvenny, Murdo McLeod, Andy Gray. There was big names there.
I'll tell you what it was. It was the
Barry
timing.
Feast
It was the
Enders.
timing.
Barry
I think it was right at the start of lockdown when everybody was desperate for something to do.
I think you're just selling yourself short here.
Listen, I'm humble. Got to be. I'm back in Lanarkshire, by the way. I get dragged out. That's why I'm so glad to be here. That's why I raced here. I'm back in my, like, if the postcode starts with ML1, I feel a bit more right. Where are we ML2?
It's still Lanarkshire,
ML.
but
I feel a bit more at home.
Aye.
I get dragged from the local area this summer. I've moved. So see when you said come back to Lanarkshire, what a relief. That's why I'm glad to be here. I don't want to give that information.
No, come on, you can't. God, because remember...
probably some gated community somewhere.
No, but like I remember you and Cameron telling me before. I mean, when he was doing the football show, the police ended up having to come to his door one night.
I'm kidding on about that.
Aye, I know that you would ever do that.
I'm allowed to reveal, but it's just, you know what it's like.
Was that the only night he was getting hit with Maltesers on the train?
No, that was another night.
another night.
As I said, you ever been hit with Maltesers on the train?
No, I wouldn't mind
You
that.
and Cameron done pantomime ways one night, and he was coming in on the train.
1 year.
Well, he done it for a full year, aye.
One night and he get a Dan Mac.
Aye.
And
He likes all that though. He likes all that, doesn't he?
Well, he was really nervous that night, wasn't he?
He was going. I mean, I don't know what we could have done to help him, but he was going, guys.
It was voice
I'm on
notes.
I'm on the train, and these young boys are throwing Maltesers at me. What I do?
It's okay, I phoned Teresa, she's going to be at the other end.
Jesus going to get me at the other end.
If his wife's going to fight them off.
I must admit how the mighty have fallen. He's gone from Ali McCoy's to Ange Postecoglou impressions to you and Cameron. Seriously, I was expecting more. I must admit.
The other night was it the last show or the show, the penultimate show, and we were on stage and he's been building up his Ange, and you've obviously heard it, Gordon. It's very, very good, right? So we went on stage, me, you, and Jester, and we're ready to do the bit, and he's doing his Ali McCoy's, and then he goes, and I'm definitely no Big Ange, and he did his accent, did Big Ange. Nothing, man. And then he just totally came out of character and went, right, I'm meant to do the Ange Postecoglou impression here, but see if I do it again, going to laugh.
I could feel my face burning right red because I'm going, I'm Big Ange, and it just went, I was sniffing and all that, and I'm going.
I can tell. Do you know what? Hugh Keevans came to the panto, right? Now,
the one I was in. We were in.
Aye.
Really?
He was just there. He was there last week, right?
You're joking.
Now the thing is, have you ever met anybody who's less suited to go to a panto? Right? So
he's a good panto baddie.
let me word this delicately, right? Because
Right.
I'm sure these were great, right?
Aye, right.
They absolutely hated it. Like they completely hated every single minute. And honestly,
Can we get him on the phone?
I'm sure it's not a reflection on you, and I'm sure it's no reflect. But he's
like the grumpy granda.
He's not suited to the panto audience, is he? And he's got about 15 grandkids.
Aye.
They were all down. He get dragged along.
It probably cost him a fortune.
Well, that'll be it. Actually, that'll be the core point that he had to pay, and he
I can just see him sitting there with his face tripping himself while the opening number. Turn up the music,
exactly.
Turn on the lights. I got a feeling.
I really hope he was there that night that you did the big engine to get nothing. I could just see Hugh sitting there.
He came in the next day. Wow.
What
was he saying the next day?
He's got one lot of tripe.
Pretty much. So that's got to be your next impression, I think.
800 minutes. That's one lot of tripe.
He was not happy about the full thing.
He does give you the impression that he's the sort of person that would take change at the chapel plate.
You told me you wouldn't bring religion in.
I
It
know,
lasted 2 minutes.
I know.
Hey, do you know what we should
I'll
do?
tell you something about Hugh though.
It was Hugh Keevans, I had to come on.
That's fine.
I'll tell you about Hugh, but remember he came to film a wee bit at the Pavilion a few years ago when he
That's
did
right,
his Christmas smash single. And he was going on about how much he enjoys the pan or not, so I'm going to chin him the next time I see him.
I can't lie, I'm a bit gutted at this.
So am I. Because I thought you were going to say he really enjoyed it, and I was like, oh, that's how he
I feel
was.
terribly. We've got off on the wrong foot.
If you get his number, I say one of his texts.
Think about it.
I think I've got his number actually.
And we should say, Hugh, how do you fancy tickets for next year?
Let
us know.
Aye.
You give his number. I want to text him.
Here's the problem though.
You should get me phone him.
You know you'll not believe me, right? But deadly serious. Every day, I always talk about how he's got a Nokia, and he does, but it doesn't come up with the name whoever texts.
I love that.
So he has memorised the last 3 digits of everybody's number that he knows.
That's
No, I'm
amazing.
deadly serious. So he'll sit in the office on a Saturday and he'll go 274 458 913. No, genuinely. So if I text him right now, it won't come up, Gordon, but it will say the last 3 digits.
And he'll know it's you.
And he recognises.
And he'll be raging because you've just ruined his game of Snake.
Has he
Exactly.
get Channel 5 yet?
I think he's been working on it. Although, did you notice last night, we're recording this in great time, obviously the phone that caused all the drama with Gary Lineker last night.
Yes.
That's the type of phone he's got. So when Gary Lineker put a picture of the sellotape phone, I'm thinking the only guy I know that's got that phone. So the thought of him having that ringtone
is Keevans.
Maybe Hugh Keevans has got a wee deal with Golden Wonder lined up. He's right. He's wanting to know he's all Lineker.
Crisp Wars.
Or he's signed up to one of the dodgy ringtones, a £5 a month or whatever. Remember that? Remember when you used to phone people and it would play like a song?
Did you not have one recently?
What was that?
Used to
A
be
weird
like buying
ringtone?
them off the back of a magazine.
Did we not have this conversation just a couple weeks ago?
Curb Your Enthusiasm is my ringtone.
His phone goes and it's that Curb Your Enthusiasm song. And I'm like, that took me back to like late 90s, early 90s where you could download like a ringtone.
Remember what you had to do was it would give you the numbers and you could type in and it would make the tune like.
And then it was polyphonic, and that's when you like went up in the world.
Aye, definitely. Talking of going up in the world, Gordon, Mr. Sky Sports these days.
I know.
Sometimes.
What's
Just,
going on?
I'd do anything to get out of the house.
How do you get approached with that? Is it if you get an agent or did the phone?
I must admit, I'm much more boring than that. I
Right.
genuinely was. Yeah, just I think last summer, somebody just phoned that I had never met, never spoke to, and just said, "How do you fancy doing some? Like, can you sort of contractually or
Can
whatever? Like, are you allowed?" Oh, I don't fancy his agent, to be fair. He seems to get himself in a bit of bother. So do Superscoreboard at night, which leaves a lot of time during the day. What a life I used to have, honestly. I used to just do whatever I liked during the day.
You must have had plenty of time. Aye.
And then babies come along, changes things, and working.
Your daughter's gorgeous, man.
Oh, she's keeping
She
me
is.
busy. She's keeping me busy.
I love when you share the Instagram photos and stuff like that.
I
Because
mean, you don't want to be that guy. Everybody,
You don't.
because
you
before
can't
you're like,
help-
look at these
I
idiots
do
with all their
all the
baby pictures. Do you think we care? And then you become one, and you just can't.
no, it's anytime, like my time when I date is, see anytime I'm on a train and I've got a wee drink in me, I'm always just sitting there.
Then emotional.
I miss him.
I start great
put
see
a
the
picture
memories
on
that
the
come up on your iPhone, like the
Remind me
memories.
of it.
And my wife, Nicola, always goes, "Mum, look at this," and I'm like, I can't look at it. I just can't.
You're bad for it, apparently.
I get really emotional. Aye, I get emotional.
Do you agree, Keane? No.
Purely because he's just me, and I'm happy to get rid of myself.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But no, he's like me. I do sometimes. I must admit, like, when I look,
weird, isn't it?
when I look back at some old things, you know, like,
Aye.
there's a wee video where I've still got it in my phone somewhere, and this is one that gets me. I'm actually thinking about
You're
it now,
tearing
like,
up.
Oh, son.
Right, but it's in me. It's like
I'm not
he used
ready
to-
for
he
this.
used to love Batman.
Right.
So he was like, "Dad, can we play Batman?" I says, "Aye, but I'm Batman, right?" And this video is just 5 minutes of me and him arguing who's going to be Batman, who's going to be Robin, right? But
And
then
he won.
He goes into his wee play kitchen thing and goes like, I'm Batman! Wallop with a plate. No, it's just...
Did you know dress him up as Goldust one year?
I used to always make his Halloween outfits from scratch just in the house. Like, it wouldn't look great, do you know what I mean? But it would be outfits that you couldn't get in the shops and stuff. And there was a wrestler called Goldust and he was head to toe in gold paint. And I got my wee fucking leotard and all that and made it all from scratch. It was cracking, but
It was a belter.
It was good, but
Windsor.
So Sky Sports Scotland. But let Tova be great.
So anyway, Kane, I love you, son. Love you, boy.
You only saying that when he pranks you and you're in the toilet all night.
Oh man, I'll tell you this one, Gordon. Right, so he's right. He got a Bluetooth speaker as part of his Christmas off his
Gordon's loving this, man.
Right? So I was in the back room and I went, right, I'm going to go to the toilet, and he went, all right. Looked pure as if this was an exciting event that was happening, right? So I've been in the toilet, right, and I've sat down, I'm taking care of my business. And the next time, this air raid warning siren starts going off at full blast though, right, and the noise off this thing would wake the dead. And all I'm going to say is just as well I was on the pan.
In the right place.
I mean?
But the thing is, Toll's going on about how emotional he gets looking back at the video, blah, 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 loving parent. See, when that alarm went off, I heard the language coming out of this boy. He's like,
I'll not show you the video of it. Kane, turn that off. Kane, fucking turn that off. Flipping turn that off. Right, but then I got him back.
See, I was worried that it was going to be the other way, that it was one of your videos that get played out on his Bluetooth speaker because you forgot you were still hooked up to it, you and Gary Lineker.
And your virtual headset, he's got a virtual headset.
You get the thing we were talking about. That's another conversation. I know.
Change the subject for me.
Normally I'm happy to talk about it, but no today. No after that.
So, right then, Gordon, so what's the crack then? So do you, say there's a player signing, is it a matter of Sky Sports go, Gordon, get your body down to Park, get your
it's just
lyrics down?
it's just every now and then, couple of days a week. But see, the actual sort of role, that's kind of what I used to do at Clyde one before I started hosting the show. You know, it's the same sort of role, go to press conferences, go to interviews, whatever, chase stories. Just that you need to worry a bit more about what you look like. You kind of just turn up with, that's about the only difference.
I don't think you've got much.
What you're wearing and all
that. Every time I see you look dapper as hell.
We were saying that before you came in, how dapper you always look.
I wonder what shirt he'll be wearing.
No, I get a really... that was the eye-opener, so it was the week that Gerrard left and Van Bronckhorst came in, and because it was a big story and you were on all the time, and I don't know, the people who are above me in the food chain must have been away for that week, I don't know, so I ended up on sort of every... So see, by like Thursday you're like, right, am I going away? I've only got... Because there's only certain clothes that you figure like they're like TV suitable. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
And I remember it, and none of the cheap stuff. I did something I wouldn't usually do. Went and got myself a nice expensive jumper.
Klarna.
Obviously. 10 payments.
Come on, what's the point of no using it?
And I had it on under this jacket, right? So it was a kind of grey, kind of zip. Freezing, by the way. You remember November or whatever it was. Zip up under the jacket.
I remember the 5th of November.
Aye, everybody does. And the phone goes after it, and it's some producer in London, and he's like, "Yep, that was fine, but just that jumper doesn't work, take it off."
You're joking.
Absolutely devastated, honestly.
Well, it's funny because in November I bought a telly like combo.
You've told me this. You've got your TV go-to outfit these days.
Aye. It's been on about 6 things. Pair of grey trousers, white trainers, and a navy top. I've worn it at the Scottish Music Awards.
You've just described the exact outfit I'm wearing.
Practically.
White trainers, grey trousers.
Is that basically, aye?
That's exactly my Scottish Music Awards, Crofty and Grado's Big Bash, STV Hug Manet.
The boys' pantomime day out, you wore the trainers.
Boys' pantomime day
I'll
out.
get for all it's worth.
And that'll do, mate.
But as long as it's a different crowd, if it's a different crowd.
And it is a different crowd.
You got to plan these. But
how do you know it's a different crowd if you've wore it 5 times on the telly? Do you check who's going to be watching?
You can gather your
Aye.
clientele.
Aye.
By phone, that jumper just doesn't work. It's just to take that off.
So tell me this one, are you excited for transfer deadline day?
Is it? It's not as exciting as it used to be, is it?
I know.
Especially the January ones are no as thing.
It can be. Last year was good. Was Aaron Ramsey? Was that deadline day?
Let's not talk about him, Gordon.
But at the time it was exciting.
At the time, I remember
it's not that exciting to look back on.
Rahman chasing the plane.
He looked like he'd been caught up pretty good when he was outside Glasgow Airport.
Nowadays it's
Flight radar
and all that stuff.
Love
I'm disappointed with what's just happened here, right? Can we be honest and describe the conversation when I walked into this office, is that right?
Aye.
So I walked in and you three went, we were just watching videos of a plane crash. It was unbelievable. Do you want to see it? And I thought, nah, not really. Well, body swerve that. Now we're 5 minutes into it and we're on to flight week. That's where you were about to get back to it. How did you go for Aaron Ramsey deadline day to this plane crash within the space of like 7 minutes?
I've got a passion
He's
for
obsessed
flight.
with planes.
I've got a passion for flight. I just always...
He has.
I love
any type of flight.
commercial. I'm not really
Like
too big in military.
specifically aeroplanes though, like
He bought a simulator and he used to be on. He was on Twitch for 5 minutes and he was upset. He loves
Started
planes.
with a Twitch channel called
Gordon.
Captain Grado.
I bought the yoke, the rudder pedal, I bought the
don't know
thrust,
any of that is.
everything. You don't need to know. And I bought gear up. I mean, I literally...
Tell them why you gave it up, but
Right, so I bought all the gear and I even had the captain's uniform and all that. And when I was live streaming, right, say there was at one point there was 2,000 folk watching me, right?
Wow.
But I noticed 2 or 3 folk that stayed in my street were watching me. And it put me off. Do you get what? Can you relate to that?
Absolutely.
Like it was like I was going, get off. This isn't for yous. And it's it's people that I would walk
you don't
back.
want people that you know. You'd rather
Well, I
you'd
don't
rather
even really know
10,000
them.
strangers than 5.
did you
people
not
that
say you were out in your street and one of them says, I was enjoying your hang this afternoon and that put
Oh,
you
no,
right
that's-
off?
Put me
bad.
right off, and my.
Why did you turn the seatbelt sign on? That sort of thing. I'll take that.
Do you know what I mean? I thought this isn't for yous. So,
This is my thing.
I changed my Instagram to Captain Grado. I had everything, and I went on it twice. That's still my display picture on
Do
Instagram.
you think, see when you turned the fasten seatbelt sign on, everybody that was watching sat down?
Well, mate, I was doing
I
all
can't go
that.
to the toilet now.
Do you know what I even done?
Sitting there in the living room busting for a piss, you still get the light
It
on.
was when he went walking down the hall with the drinks trolley. You just took it.
Do you know what I
too
did?
far.
Do you know what I did? What I did buy to if I was going to stream the next day, I bought a microwavable thing to make it look like it was aeroplane.
Did you get Steph a uniform and get her to walk up and down the street with a wee trolley and all that?
No, I could have done that.
You could.
I didn't have anything else, but I had the epaulets and all that, and the captain's bonnet. But if anybody wants to buy this rig out off me,
Available at a good
I
price.
would sell it now.
Used only twice.
But I love flight. I love 747s, and obviously it's sad when crashes happen. But I like to get in about it. And
I'm
find
glad
out
you
why.
cleared that up.
Aye.
Obviously, it's sad.
Aye.
Is that it? Is that as far as
I
we're going?
can't believe you cleared it up.
It's,
I thought it would take a lot
tragic.
longer.
It's tragic.
Gordon Dale and I skydived for Cash for Kids a couple of years ago. You ever done that?
I've never done that.
I couldn't do it.
I've been real lessons on that, but I've never
That was amazing.
skydived.
Really
do
good.
it?
Would I do a skydive? I'd love to do it.
I couldn't.
I would definitely do it. Was it one of the best experiences of
It
your
was
life?
amazing. He was, as you can imagine, I picked him up at Cumbernauld at 7 a.m.
See, I'd be sick.
Well, that was it. He
Aye.
was shaky and he couldn't speak. He scared the heights. He scared the lifts. He scared the lot. And he was shaking. He was like, he said, I haven't eaten my breakfast. Can he speak? So we went up to, it was near like, where was that again? Kind of near like Glen Eagles area, up that neck of the woods. And he was an absolute wreck. But I was buzzing for it. But the thing is, the only thing I would say, see doing it here, it needs to be not cloudy, which is quite problematic in Scotland. So we waited all day, didn't get to do it, had to go back a second time, waited all day, couldn't do it. It took like a third.
Jordan was the same. It took Jordan about 4 attempts, I think, to
And
do
see
it.
if you are nervous, that's the worst, because you're
I
sitting in this
couldn't do it.
wee room,
See if
like,
I
all
hadn't,
day.
see if I'd built myself up, I wouldn't go back the second time.
Never
Aye,
die,
I
mate.
suppose.
Never
Do you think
die.
you'd be able to do it? Do you think you'd be able to do it?
Aye, because I've got further to fall than you, something.
I was talking maybe
don't
about
know
your
how to take
lungs and all that.
I know, great. This is a funny podcast, you know, it's not...
See, that's like my mate. Years ago, we went on holiday, me and all my mates and our wives and all that, and there was this big, it was in Spain, can't remember exactly where it was, this big massive roller coaster. It's maybe one of the biggest ones in the world, blah, blah, blah. My mate was buzzing to go on it. So
It's called Dragon Can.
I can't remember the name, it might have
Salou.
been. Aye, it was that was it. So
Portaventura.
they were going on it, right? I wasn't, because I'm like Gordon, I'm scared of stuff like that, right? I'm really scared of stuff. So I says no, and then my mate Tam and Paul are busting to go on it. They're waiting all day, waiting, blah, 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 right? The queue's massive, wait on it. They get to it, they sit on the roller coaster, and the Spanish kind of security guard comes in and goes at my mate Paul. No. Because he's a big boy.
Oh, big
'Cause they
fella,
see
isn't
when
he,
he
Paul?
comes
Oh no.
and he get told no, and my mates are ripping him. And the thing just started going, and my mate Paul's walking down the stairs, and Tam's going like that to him.
That's the worst walk of
And he
shame of
walked
all
back and we
time.
were like, where's Tam? And he's like, he's on it. Like, how are you on it? He's like, no, man. The big guy at him, no. Yeah, mate, no.
You?
No.
Are you scared of roller coasters?
Oh, aye.
Right, that's the thing. I don't know if, like, growing up,
I wouldn't go on it.
I had the
love stuff
best
like that.
excuse.
You
I had the
did?
best excuse. I'm not taller.
Aye.
I'm terrified of
So am I, mate. So am
I
I.
remember my dad would take a wee daft on, right? And this is no word of a lie. My dad I'd jump in the motor in the morning to go to Safeway, which is only about a mile.
Blackpool.
He'd go, you fancy a couple of shots in the Pepsi Max? literally driving to Safeway for a loaf.
Going to get your loaf, and he's like, why couldn't go to Pepsi?
Aye.
Right, so Gordon, these days, right, Chris Boyd, for example, you've seen him a lot more on Sky Sports in the studio. He's doing well. Can you see yourself going down that road, get into the studio and being part of the team?
They're kind of pundits, aren't they? I'm probably on the other side of the desk at, like, you know, trying
Well,
to
presenting it.
bring him-
Aye, could you not present Soccer Saturday or something?
You
That'd
could
be
well
magic.
do that.
Jeff's going to be
That's
leaving
so
soon as
fair
well,
to
isn't he?
know.
Aye, he threatens that every year. He's been saying that since 2015, is he not?
He's a national treasure, isn't he? He's there for...
Yes.
I don't think there's
You're a regional treasure at the minute. You will be a national treasure. But no,
treasure. A phrase that's literally never ever been used
I use it all the time,
for
mate.
good reason.
I could see you in the studio.
Would they
like
like
hosting
me
it.
to take Hugh Keevans with me? That would be the...
Imagine
nail it
Soccer
down.
Saturday with Gordon Duncan and Hugh Keevans.
Jeez.
That would be very, very
Paul
entertaining.
Merson sitting there going, what are these two talking about?
Thought process. Gordon Dale talking about being in Motherwell Asda. Talking about regional.
It's the way he says things. Some things, like Keevans, didn't he? Pronounces different. He pronounces words differently. Say, like for example, astute. We say astute. You go astute.
Issues.
Right?
Issues.
So
Aye.
I do
Issues.
it at home to annoy my wife, and she's like, "Why are you talking like that?" I'm like,
Issues. There's one other ones. There's other ones.
Issues.
There's
He's
not.
got various issues.
Issues
Symmetry.
in... Eh?
Symmetry.
The symmetry.
Symmetry.
I think he says that.
I love it when he
Issues.
just starts getting annoyed, but and you get a Celtic fan on or something, you get a Rangers fan, it's like, enough of this whataboutery.
that's
Enough of
it,
that
No,
whataboutery.
do you know what really annoys him more than see if somebody calls him Keevans
Aye.
and drops like the Hugh or even the hates that though. Like, and I kinda get it, but I mean like really I can see him like
Aye.
What about shoe? Does he like shoe?
It's quite...
Aye, I
Or
think
speak
he
to
says
shoe,
that.
please.
But
He's alright with that.
I think we probably this is what, do you know why I was nervous about coming on here? Because I thought, see if my patter's repetitive from the last time I was
That's
on.
what we spoke about last time.
I was about to say
Right.
the thing that annoys me, and I think I said this last time, so I'm not bothered.
fine.
We just go
I was
for it.
here. I was
there.
here. I wasn't here.
Is when people will phone up, can I speak to you please, as if like I've got a phone that I physically pass over. I definitely cracked that joke the last time, didn't I? As if I just go like that, hold on, can I put my point to Mark Wilson please? He's here, he's listening like everybody
Listen
else.
to Calder, but past Gordon Dale and all that.
Do you know what?
Sorry, Gordon, get out of here.
To be fair, it was nowhere near as bad this year because usually I like it's polite and I get it, and so I'm not that mean. But like the first few weeks in January, usually it's February, it's Valentine's Day, it's Easter Sunday, and people
Aye.
are still saying Happy New Year.
Oh,
Just before I go,
Is
Pam,
that
can I make
after that? Come on.
so it wasn't that bad this year. I think we got away with it. I think
Aye.
Sunday on the 9th, and I went right. That's the last one. And we'll
That's one of my
nip it in
favourite
the bud.
episodes of Curb Your Enthusiasm's about that.
Aye.
You've got the cut-off date
Aye,
for
cut-off
like you can
would be
say...
Aye, for like the wedding and all that as well, remember when the couple get married?
What about, do you know it can be quite annoying as well? I'm trying to, like, say when a football player dies, right? And the caller will come in and go,
Hold on, just for clarity, you expect me to say that it's annoying when people wish condolences after somebody
bit.
dies?
a wee
So
bit,
that's just covered
a wee bit, no, hear me out, come on.
airplane
But
crashes.
if they die in an aeroplane crash, it's fair game.
No, I'm just saying it's like, say,
That's terrible, that
or even
Buddy
if
Holly.
it's-
I know where you're coming from
it's
here.
just like, right, I would just like to take the time to wish my condolences, and you go, right, we get it, come on, what's your point call? You know,
If you
I
think
don't
I'm
care,
committing to that, I don't know what's in that vape.
I know you won't commit to it, but I know that annoys you.
At the vape, no.
It does. I'm no daft.
At the very most, you'll get me to admit that it's a challenge for me as a broadcaster.
Aye, aye.
Because the tone can be, I would just like to say condolences to the family, whatever.
And then
but
it's
what
getting
about
to the
that
point.
referee
Aye.
last night?
Aye.
And you're like, aye, right, okay. It's a challenge. That's all you're getting. from me.
Have you ever been sitting down the show and like Hugh, a caller's come through and Hugh or Gordon are speaking to the person and you've just thought, this guy's got a point and these two are talking garbage?
like every night, multiple times.
You're always good at picking
You're a
up.
good mate. You are good at getting
I'll
the.
try and then steer it towards
Aye.
or a bit like this. It's all good fun. I don't know. I mean, the best was that people maybe heard it. Hear about, you know, we play that Beat the Pundit. The contestants come on. The boy comes on last week and he says, toss the coin and it's Gordon. He says, actually no, Gordon. He says, him and I go way back. He says,
I battered them at school.
or better than that, he goes, I was Chaos the Panda, the mascot, when Gordon was the Ayr manager. I was the guy in the panda suit.
No.
Like, seriously, and he's
That's-
like,
That's
so
brilliant.
I'm Chaos the Panda, right? So I'm like, this show just gets weirder and weirder,
That's me
right?
just learning something.
Imagine that, but like talking to him, going, right, calm down a minute, Chaos, let Gordon speak.
Well, that's exactly
It's
right.
like-
So Gordon starts getting the, I can't do it, you do it better, but he goes, Chaos, son, how are you? Chaos, son. And I'm like, what is happening?
Who you get out with the right, Gordon
son.
and Chaos?
I tell you what was funny. Hello. Jeezy peeps, man.
I know, right. Yeah, well, like, let's do them one by one quickly on Chaos, right?
Aye.
And Gordon starts going, serious. He's going, no. This guy, he was brilliant. He was saying to me, and this is on here, he's brilliant. And I'm going, what do you mean? Didn't he need a script or anything? He says, I'm like, I don't think mascots have got like. He's like, no. He says, no, honestly.
Mascots have got lines and all that.
He's brilliant. What an entertainer Chaos was, and I'm like, right.
We had
We
to get
need
rid of the
Chaos
one.
on the
So
show.
if you can track him down, so he's got, and he said he's got brilliant Chaos, and anyway Chaos beats him 1-0 at Beat the Pundit. Gordon gets
1-0?
none, doesn't get a single question right. Chaos is inside his head, and he's beat him, and Chaos the Panda, and I'm thinking this is so weird.
I can imagine Gordon in it. Well played, Chaos, well played.
But it's almost like he lives some sort of secret life because, like he hangs about in mascot clubs because about not long before he came in and he went, never guess who I played golf with today. And you're like, obviously I won't get Hoopy the Huddle Hound. I've got visions in with the gloves on the first tee. So Gordon Dale is actual friends with Hoopy the Huddle Hound, Chaos the Panda, and
What about Dougie the Dunhammer? Was he
presumably many others. I don't know.
Oh,
I wonder if Gordon goes to a club at night and Brock's is there, Hoopy's
no,
there,
he used to-
Chaos is there.
he
What's
used
the man
to-
at Jags again? We met. What's his
Oh,
name?
what is him again? The kind of
That man's-
Kingsley.
Kingsley.
Kingsley walks in, Chaos and Hoopy Lamo talking to him.
Kingsley would be the wee victim. What they need one.
Kingsley, go and do the show and get his 10 balls, I'm ready.
I went to his unveiling, if you can call it that.
Oh my god.
Because it was a big deal. That made headlines everywhere.
Aye,
because
it
how
did.
bizarre. And in that respect, I guess it worked because it got everybody talking. But I remember being on the pitch side at Firhill and he walked out the tunnel like a new signing. This.
I think
Lisa Simpson, man.
I think if you spoke to Gordon about it, Gordon would probably say Kingsley needs a script. He's
can't-
not like Chaos.
He can never remember Kingsley's name
No.
because this always comes up on the quiz quite a lot. We always just throw it in every now and then, and he can never remember. But remember, my favourite was always Sammy the Tammy. How did we start getting on?
Sammy.
Remember him
Tammy.
from Fairland?
No.
Oh, look up him. He's a
Right.
guy. He gets himself in baller. Him.
Tell me about this geezer phoning up last week. I was in notes.
Oh, the Jeezy
I mean, he
Peeps.
literally phoned up,
Oh.
didn't he?
See, this is the one, like, the radio version's great because it just worked, and I've just gone to which is something I would say a lot. Oh, we've got Grado on the line. I shudder at the thought of that, but with Grado on the line, what have you got to say for yourself, whatever, and he just goes, oh, Jeezy Peeps, man. But it was sort of set up before, which
Right.
wouldn't usually do, but the guy, right, he's obviously loving his newfound fame. Our both commentator phoned the office, left a voicemail. I just listened to your podcast and I wondered if you wanted me to come on the show. So the producer said to me, and I was like, to say what? Why not? I thought I'll not make a massive deal of it. Later on in the show, when it gets a wee bit quieter, we'll get him to to sort of call in.
Aye.
But make sure he just delivers his line, because I'm not having him coming on and saying Happy New Year, condolences to whatever family.
Big shout out to Chaos.
Do you know what I mean? Exactly. I thought I want his line, I want a quick bit about his newfound fame, and
A wee soundbite.
we'll be
Boom.
done with
Aye.
Do you know, we had him on the show last year before he was famous.
Seriously, you
And
started it
I'll
all
tell you
off.
something, he was funny as hell.
Is he?
Ticked
Oh,
up in
yes.
What has it said?
Tichter than a Duke's heirs.
Aye.
We'll beat Kelly.
There's no way Kelly are scoring against us, so defence is tighter than a Duke's heirs.
Tighter than a Duck's arse.
Kelly 1-2-1.
I was going to say, was that the game that Kelly won and won the league? That's not great, is it?
Aye.
And I don't want to set you off again, right? I know you get emotional, but I've been saying it in the house like everybody. And now my wee girl, because she's 2, she's going, oh, jeezy peeps.
Aye. You were adding into the panel, weren't you?
I did that.
You get that in time?
That's good. Oh, I managed to get it in time.
What's his name again? Fermer.
Fermarinis.
Aye.
He was
But there's a bit of dubiety whether it is Fermarinis, by the way. I don't think it is.
No, that wasn't.
Is it not?
No,
Is it a
Scott.
different guy?
Two of them.
Scott
There's two of
something,
them.
I think. Scott.
So who
But
did we
they
have in the
both-
podcast?
Mate,
Fermarinis.
the
other one.
This is the biggest mind boggle ever. Apparently they swap it a bit, but they're both.
They're both quite similar.
So it's kind of like when somebody is in the mascot outfit, it's a band it's in there.
That's
Very
it.
much like
And
that.
you don't know who it
It's
is.
like Scream. See the Scream movie?
Just
Just
the
no,
mask.
you don't know who it is. It's a different mask. Well,
Is it
same-
Fermarinis? Is it Scott?
Aye.
Find out
Good
after
the way.
break.
That's where
we'll
Scottish
find
football comes into its own. Wee
Aye.
tiny things
Aye.
that just take on a life of their own.
It is, isn't it?
Laurie for Denniston.
Yeah.
How's he been?
He's
Have you ever met
Been
him?
quiet.
no, my
Yeah, it's
dad.
been quiet,
my
hasn't he?
dad claims to know him, which
Aye.
I find interesting. My
Is that a
dad
character-
says,
is
my
that a
dad says
character or
they
is that a
go,
real
they go.
person?
He's met him once in the furniture trade or something way back. My
I
dad,
can imagine
like,
that,
fixes couches and stuff.
That sounds like code to me.
Aye.
It's one of them, right? Because if you were to look, it's boring. Why would you? It's very boring. They obviously keep a list of who's on, when, and whatever. Laurie's not on that often. It's a myth.
He's not
but
been on
because
for a while,
he's
hasn't he,
not.
no?
But see, because he's so memorable.
Aye.
Name, voice, tone, word choice.
Aye.
So
Was
memorable.
there no a wee while where he was on quite
Possibly,
regularly, but
possibly.
it's just kind of fell away.
So I've never met him. You do
Ca-
get that though, you know. By the way, and it's funny because they like it becomes like a stage name.
Aye.
So I remember where was I recently? Again, somebody came up and went, "Gordon, I'm Kenny the Jambo." And that they'll refer to themselves
there you go.
as.
Aye,
But do
aye.
you remember when like Twitter first took off and like you would meet folk and talk to them or talk to folk on Twitter, and if you met them, like, I am Tiger Man. I'm Tiger Man
Actually, it was on
1640.
Greco.
As,
Cut that out.
No, but that is what it's like. So I'm Simon, a Scotland game. I'm Simon from Kilmarnock or whatever.
Aye,
It's like
aye,
you
remember
come
that time I phoned in after Kilmarnock, that kind of thing?
Yeah,
Asking
yeah.
if you remember them.
Do you ever
Awkward when you
forget,
don't,
but
and
you just kid on?
I'm not sure about in person because it usually is people that maybe I've been on a lot, but quite often if somebody phones in and they go, I mean, you'll remember last year, when I come on and said that so and so, and I'm like,
Mate, we take 100 calls a night, calm
I
yourself.
like to pride myself on having a good memory,
Yeah.
but that's
Am
pushing
I
it.
allowed to ask you about this?
You can ask, but I don't know if I'll answer.
What happened on Twitter in Christmas time with Sean Rooney?
He's not here, is he?
No.
Why is it always why is it the big angry ones?
I know.
Would
aye.
you
Because
jump in
they're
for
big
me?
and angry, mate.
Can you choke slam him or something?
Oh,
if
don't
I just
try
shown
to
myself,
first of all, but-
if I just shown myself up, that's the only wrestling move I know.
Listen, I heard these get achondrophobia, so hang about with me, and then you'll be fine. If you don't know what that is, look it up, troops, right? Achondrophobia.
Achondrophobia?
Do you know what that is?
I don't know what it is.
Is this a,
worried.
is
I'm
this
looking,
a
man.
lecture?
What is it? What is it?
It's a fear of dwarfs.
Ah!
See, this
Hang
is
about
what-
with me, Adam Rooney,
this-
will be no
Has he got that for real?
I don't know, I'm like...
Get that for real.
That's how you could never catch Sean Maloney.
Do you know what's funny about that, right? You know, people talk about what's that
Sorry, man.
pattern online, Insta versus reality.
Aye,
right.
aye,
So
aye.
see the online version seems really dramatic, right? See
Of
the
course.
behind the scenes. So I'm at home. What I mean, it was like Boxing Day or something.
Aye.
Some he lost a nut, getting sent off. So I've just got visions of him getting a Lynx Africa set that he doesn't want. I thought I'll crack a wee. Not even that funny. Let's be honest. I know my limits, right? I know I'm not a funny man. It was a light-hearted quip at best.
Were you delighted
About,
yourself?
like, I'll get a few likes.
Go
It's
on,
like,
go
I
on,
mean,
missus, that's me sent it.
Is that
funny?
Is that funny?
She knows nothing about
Sitting
football.
with
She
your
wouldn't
phone
get it.
For an hour, like, wait till we see what replies we get.
Aye.
So funnily enough, and it's about 10 o'clock at night. I think it was just after Christmas. She's actually been sick, right? Everybody seemed to be ill at Christmas.
Aye.
There was a
right?
wee bug.
She's been sick constantly. She's lying there, baby's crying, screaming, whatever, 11 o'clock at night. So and then it's come back, you fucking idiot, or whatever, shut your mouth. And I've went, sorry, Sean. Right? And put my phone away because she's been sick. I've went upstairs, baby's crying. I'm getting baby's going, no, daddy, no, mummy, I want. And I'm like, what's that? So deal with that. This is like midnight or whatever. A few people are texting me like, this is hilarious. And I thought, I'll deal with this in the morning, eh? Like,
Aye.
But then I got up and he deleted his tweets. So I never actually got. And then for the next 4 weeks, everywhere I went, people are like, "Oh, Sean Rooney," but I don't know. I never really managed to.
Do you feel as if you get dafted a wee bit because you deleted it?
You think I did?
I don't know.
It's the opposite.
No, he made an ass of himself because he was stealing it.
I think he's been dafty because he said
he
that.
deleted
He definitely
he's deleted
has.
it.
But because he's just left the tweet saying sorry, no.
I think he's a winner then.
No, he's definitely the winner.
I think
this is the thing, right?
That's enough.
I would say so, mate.
No,
he
it was,
the winner?
it was a mixed bag, I think, because everybody was going, "Oh, you shat yourself, shite
That's
bag."
what I mean.
And there's,
right.
But there's two. I think there's two things, because if he is here,
He's not here, mate.
like, let's be honest, like,
Is he here?
Like, he's not. Is
No.
he? Like, what do you think this is? Is it?
That's him with his dog. Can you hear the dog bark?
He's no problem. Like, obviously, like, I'm pretty sure he would chuck me in there and header me into next week, like he.
Listen, stop
right?
putting yourself
I know.
out. Come on.
I don't know. I think he's maybe had a couple at Christmas.
Aye.
Wait, why did he
Couldn't
spit
make
the
that
dummy like
accusation.
that?
But it was more. But this is the point, right? See, because of all that, it was more of a sorry.
Aye, okay.
And then,
That's fine.
and everybody's going, "I can't believe you apologised,
Aye, 'cause-
you shite bag."
Because it could have been taken as...
I took
I'm
your
so
apology as
sorry.
being completely sarcastic, to be
Well,
honest.
so did I.
See, to be honest,
Aye.
I didn't.
that's
Did you know?
kind of that's kind of the way it was intended. But whatever, like, it's fine.
Sorry,
It's
Sean.
all
I think the way, aye,
These things happen.
if you're listening,
And if
Sean,
you're listening,
aye.
son, I am actually really sorry.
Did he no DM you yet the next morning or nothing like that? Oh, that's going to be well awkward if you bump into him now, innit?
I mean,
I'll run. I'll be running.
Imagine Sky Sports phoning you when you finish us. You just get done in an interview, Sean. Just
So I don't know.
player of the month and manager of the month for the
So I
championship.
don't know what the story is. I don't know if he. I just thought it wasn't worth the hassle and deleted it. I don't know. I never
He's
did.
regretted it anyway because
It
he's
certainly
deleted the
looks
tweet.
that way for
Somebody
whatever
says to him,
reason.
"You screwed it up."
See if he
and
wasn't.
fucking
See
done
if he
nothing.
wasn't a petty little man, he would have apologised himself. You heard me, Sean.
Hey, well, man.
Big though,
So Sky Sports,
Duncan,
Gordon.
aye. Call that out.
Where do you want to be?
Kidding me on.
Where do you want to be?
We're going from plane crashes, Chaos the Panda, to what's your 5-year plan? This is not what I signed up for.
Where do you see yourself in 5 years?
Because, I mean...
Just want to be happy, Grado.
You're very good at what you do. You really are.
Thank you.
Do you know what? See if Grado didn't mean that, he would say, "I'm a big fan of your work." But see the fact that he's actually saying that you're good
Is
at
that what
you
it
do.
means?
No, because
means that
you
you're
had big shoes to fill. You know what I mean? Would you be crying McCulloch?
Jeremy McCulloch.
And then, did you get put in the saddle right away, or did you get a wee tester?
No, straight away. I mean, I had like.
And that, for what age you are, what age you?
I'm now 33.
But
I
it's
was 20.
incredible.
I used to have that album.
I can only remember getting now 47. So
Because you're a bit younger than me,
You're
mate.
a pup, Gordon.
I
No.
was 27 at the time, I think. 6 years.
When you think about that, 27 to go on, right?
Aye.
And stun.
It's an institution, Superscoreboard.
Do you know what I mean?
It's,
To stun with all the kind of older fellas.
a lot older.
A lot older. And who probably were like, who's this new kid in the block?
It's not just that. Hugh Keevans will have been doing radio before you were born.
He did say,
Oh,
that was his thing. This was the first host of the show that wasn't born when he started. That was like his wee line at the time.
him and Bowie must be the golden boys in there.
Oh, they can do whatever they like in there. Believe me.
Aye.
Did you ever go into his house, no?
No chance.
Who, Shug? Hugh? Hughes or Bowie?
Do you like him?
Aye.
Is it like your papa you never had?
No. I would. The thought of being related is a bit terrifying. But,
What I like about Hugh Keevans is obviously he's a man of a certain age, right? Older than us. But see the way he's took to Twitter and all that.
Yeah,
he's
he's
sharp
What is it?
as a tack.
Shinjuku? Shug?
Shinjuku Shug. It goes from when he was in Japan at the World Cup 2002. So he stayed in Shinjuku. And see if you've ever see Hugh genuinely gets a bit anxious leaving his house.
Really?
Even more so leaving like Bearsden. So see the further he gets, the worse he gets. So just imagine how he fared in Shinjuku, Japan. And the story goes that I can't remember it's Yokohama.
Hey, speaking of Yokohama, do you fancy getting your motor fitted out with a Yokohama tyre? Look no further than Performance Tyres. You need to get to their website, performancetyres.net, because they will provide you with all of the latest brands of tyres. They provide Continental, Goodyear, Uniroyal, and Hankook, Pirelli, Avon, and they specialise
And Lassa.
Tyres. So here's the deal. They've got 3 branches, Anniesland, Ayr and Carmunnock, and they cover all points of the Central Belt.
Let's be honest, what Grado, in this weather, you need to make sure that you've got a good tyre.
Absolutely.
Because you could be skating about the road.
You
know what I mean?
need to be safe, because I'll tell you what here right now, an all-season tyre, a winter tyre, a flat tyre if you need one, fixed performance tyres is a place to go, so that you can get from back and forth in a car, in a van, a light truck or a van, a 4x4 and plenty other motor vehicles.
Like limousines.
Limousines.
Why not? If they still got more wheels than the rest of these, you might need 6 tyres.
Do you know the last time I saw a limousine was in a scrappy?
Is that right? Must have been a shiter.
Well, actually, I had a wee look inside. The interior was that kind of cream.
What were the tyres like? What?
The tyres were not good because the driver never went to
Performance tyres.
Head on over to performancetyres.net.
Station or whatever, probably about 3 billion people go through it every day. And the fellow, whoever he was with, the media pack, somebody was trying to get him to jump the barrier to skip his rail fare. I cannot stress to you how unlikely that is. I just get visions of him bending down, tightening the hush puppies up, just fixing the glasses on, maybe undoing one button. It's
Tightening the hush puppies.
So that was before I met him, obviously, but that's where the name comes from. It's basically Shinjuku Shug, but
What they said though, that is, it's class that he does do that, you know what I mean?
he's been good at that, because you can tell, see when someone, I think it was Jerry, when he hosted the show, sort of, no, listen, you should join Twitter, you need to, and it would have been so easy to meet it with that scepticism, but he's game for having a great laugh.
I remember being at Des McLean's wedding many years ago and getting absolutely steaming with Hugh Evans, and he was buying his shots and all that, and he was like,
he
was up for it.
I like that, because it's like everything, like, see all that, like, the stuff that people write to him on it is outrageous, and it's mad that we've got to that stage where it's, you like kind of accept it. See, just before Christmas, he was at Clyde Bank Shopping Centre, right, where everyone goes to get their Christmas gifts. It's a lovely establishment, and he was just walking through looking for perfume for Mrs. Keevans, and some like grown man, presumably with a job and children and a family, as they walked past each other, was just like, "You're a fucking rat bag," right in his face, and just walked on. And I'm just like, he comes into the office and he tells me that, and I'm just like on one hand, people seem to think that's like normal. That's not normal. It's not normal. Do you know what I mean? Just an old guy who's just going about his business. So what? See, if you always wonder, like, if you were to strip back. So hold on, what? Because he said something you didn't like about your team? Come on.
It is absolutely.
It's social media as well, because everybody, it's so easy to access people now, so they feel like
you can do it anonymously as well.
Exactly.
See, back in the day,
that's what you do on Twitter, isn't it?
You're
I do.
trolling everybody.
That's it. Oh, something along the same lines happened to me on Saturday, actually, right? I was at the game, at the Celtic game at Hampden, and this guy comes over and he's like, "You're that guy, ain't you?" And I'm like, "What guy, mate?" He was like, "You're that guy off the telly." I was like, "Alright, how you doing?" He's like, "Aye, give me a hammer, I'm going to do him." And I was like, I'm thinking to myself, what's this guy talking about? So me and Sammy are racking our brains, my girlfriend were racking our brains, and then it came to me. The guy thought I was wee Bernie after I've seen his, but... And I'm not kidding on. And the only reason that I remembered is because I've just recently watched it all, and that scene stuck it. Look at him pissing himself laughing. Honestly. Thought I was wee Bernie for I've seen it. It took a while to get to me.
Mate,
that was a point to move on.
So Sky Sports,
I think we should move on.
You've been trying that for the last 45 minutes. I probably told this before as well, though, when I went away on a trip to work with Alex Ray, and somebody asked for a picture because they thought he was Scott Harrison, the boxer. That's reminded me of that. Did I tell that the last time? I'm so repetitive. Remember when Scotland played Gibraltar? We played it in Portugal.
That's right.
And Alex has got a house in Portugal, and I was going over to work, and he just went, "Come and stay at mine. Come and stay at mine. I'll get me a ticket for the game. Come and stay at mine." The least likely duo of all time. Think about that. 4 nights.
4 nights.
I'm not a drinker. He doesn't drink for very different reasons to me, I suspect. And we're just sat every night. Exactly, what were we doing?
Sitting playing Scrabble.
Right, so one night we went to Albufeira, the strip. All the Scotland fans are going. It was pouring a rain. They were like sliding down on inflatables and whatever. And we're just standing kind of hoods up, just watching, and a guy comes over. Oh my God, mate, can I get a picture? And I know it's not me, he's asking for a picture, so I'm like, right, I'll take it. So he puts his arm around Alex, but he does this. Right? You know that
Aye.
he put his fist up. So I was like, that's weird. And then he went, Scott, brilliant. Scott, and he thinks you're Scott Harris.
What was Alex really like? Was he alright? Was he funny?
He's fine, doesn't he?
What?
Because you know the only time that's happened to me, right? Do you know what, this was really weird because see when you get to meet like famous football people, and it would never ever cross your mind to get a picture because it's just what you do. You're doing the job. But there was something about being out of context. I went to America on holiday, and we just got off the plane, had gone for something to eat, and saw David Hay, the boxer. So it was something about being away, and I decided to get a picture.
Come on.
But I ended up almost in a queue of young American kids.
Waiting to get it.
At which point you've got time to like assess your life choices, and you're like,
stop waiting.
Like getting a picture's one thing. You're in a queue. You are in a queue to get a picture. Right?
Your missus like, you're standing on his way.
So she's getting a camera and she's like, you're a wanker. And then, but you know what Americans are like so confidently, like much different for your kids. Not only am I in the queue, the kids in front of him are going like, yeah, a box, and they're going, what do you think? And they're like showing him moves. They're like ducking and diving, throwing these like combos to ask him what he thinks, and he's like acting, and I'm.
That's like Grado when he meets the big wrestlers for America.
Exactly, right? So I'm like,
You're standing with the phone at that.
So I get to the front of the queue in the middle of Santa Monica Boulevard or whatever, and that's where I draw the line. I couldn't bring myself. He's got his fist up. Everybody, I couldn't do that.
You did.
Why would I want to stand like this? What would I do with this? You can see how uncomfortable I am even making to look like somebody that makes the fist very often. Like if Sean Rooney is downstairs, he'll have a pretty easy time of it, right? I'm not a man that has to make the fist too often. And so I thought hands in my pockets. And
That is a great story.
So Sky Sports.
So Sky Sports. Do you know, isn't it? Folk must get muddled up with you.
A lot of people used to think I was Jamie Quinn because of the accent, because of the voice. But nah.
I get Gary Tank Commander.
Oh yeah.
And Tom Urie off it. Remember, you were with me.
My goodness.
Tom Urie.
It
You lost so much weight, Tom.
I was,
No,
You were there, weren't you?
I was a dark day, man. It was a dark day.
But he gets up the time for me. He's always
Fuck's
getting
sake, Tom, you've put a bit of weight on, son.
No, Jamie Quinn, man. Because of the chewing the fat thing, they always just think it was me, didn't it?
Yeah.
No, you aren't. Yeah, all that stuff.
You'd actually sound like him there when you done that.
Oh, you want to play my wee game?
Aye.
Let's play my wee game. One of this week's sponsors is Mr. Blonde, the barbers in Glasgow. He's on Wilson Street. I'm just about to finish off this podcast and I'm going to go right over there in the heart of the merchant city. It is the best place to get your fades, your dye jobs,
Your shades,
the full lot. He's actually just introduced the wig thing, which I'm sure he could go into great detail, but I'm sure you've seen the thing on Facebook where there's a baldy geezer, right?
Is that the technical name for it, mate?
What?
the wig
The
thing.
wig thing.
The wig thing.
Aye,
They'll
the
probably
wig
all into you. Surely you've probably looked into it.
Is this,
Magazine.
is this the
No,
thing?
they weren't about when I was getting my
I
hair
see,
done.
he's got the
Aye.
latest gadgets.
Is this the thing that they use a roller and put wallpaper paste on top of everything?
By the way, no far off it, but the results are absolutely fantastic.
I'm
And
telling
I've-
you, he'll make it
He
in the
fell into Ali McCoy's there again, did you hear that?
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Make no mistake
fantastic.
about it.
They really are.
They really are. He really is the best barber. I'm telling you, he really is. Anyway, Mr. Blonde UK, it's a great place to go and get your hair cut. He sits you down, he shampoos your head, he gets your hair all clean, ready to whip out the scissors or the razor, whatever he obliges to use, and he's going to make you look absolutely cracking. If you fancy a wee cup of tea, if you fancy a wee beer, if you fancy a wee blether, I get plenty of stuff off my chest just by speaking to Raf, but he's not the only one. They're all sound there. It's the best barbers in Glasgow. Mr. Blonde UK on Instagram and and other social medias. You can see all of his work. We're big fans of it.
Yep.
Do you know, I think that sounds like he's won like a talent contest for for blonde people.
He won't be far off
Hi
on the
there,
awards, will he?
I'm Mr. Blonde UK.
They've been up for nominations. They really are. Their haircuts are outstanding.
really are.
Make no
They
mistake
really
about
are.
it.
They really are. I'm telling you. So get yourself over to his social media. Give him a wee like, and if you pop in, give us a wee thank you and hello from the boys at A Pint and Two Shots, the football podcast.
Welcome back to the show. Now, there's no time for silliness here. We are currently at the G4 Claims studio in sunny Wishaw. G4 is a fantastic company that help us along with this podcast, but Grado is going to tell you a wee bit more about what they do on the claims side of things.
Here's the deal. If you've been involved in an accident that wasn't your fault, G4 Claims can make it easy for you. If you've been involved in a wee collision, and it definitely is your fault, listen, I know it feels the easy way out to phone your insurance company and deal with it, but take a wee step back, take a deep breath, and phone G4 Claims. The number is
01698 767 172. That's
01698 767, Grado's favourite airline.
yes, well,
172.
172. And you're right, it is one of my favourite airlines, but G4 Claims, they're a bit above on the list because they've helped plenty of people out all across the country. They've been involved in accidents. They've sorted them out with cars until their own car has been repaired and brought back to their door. G4 Claims, not at fault claims.
made easy.
Let's play a wee game. Remember at the start of this podcast's life, we had Who's the Daphne, and it ran on for weeks and weeks and weeks.
Aye.
It turned out to be David Moyes, who, by the way, he's done a podcast. Remember,
Did he?
We get told that he was like never into podcasts. He's done it with that CEO.
Oh, I see, but he's gone big time.
Yeah, aye. He's no messing about. 'Cause he's a top
maybe
dog.
because you thought, maybe because he heard that you were
Calling him a
impersonating David Moyes with the guy that works in the kitchen downstairs or something.
It's not just that, mate. They were calling him a dafty.
Aye, who's the Daphne?
That's not great, is it?
Well, this is Who's the Daphne.
That makes me
Light.
feel bad the way Gordon say that. That's not great. He's right.
What?
It's not great.
Calling somebody a dafty.
Calling David Moyes a Daphne.
I was stupid. Anyway, this is Who's the Daphne Light. So it's just basically, I've got 5 voices.
Is this called Diet Dafty?
Diet, that's
Diet
better.
Daphne.
Diet Daphne's
the-
better.
The Diet
Don't-
Daphne.
Diet Daphne is 10 times better.
Let's
Well done,
play
mate.
the Diet Daphne.
Let's play Diet Daphne. I've got 5 voices,
5 Diet Dafties.
and yes, 5 Diet Dafties.
Flappy birthday, Frank.
And basically, if you know the answer, I don't know whether it's better to leave the full voice in and
Right.
then. In fact, do you know what way we'll do it? I mean, this is ridiculous. We'll just make this and go. What about I go? This one's for you. This one's for you. This one's for you. No,
Right, and if you get it wrong, the other person can take it.
we'll do that.
Aye.
Right, okay.
You're the
Right,
boss.
okay.
Right, Gordon Duncan. Let's play the first voice through his lugs.
Hello, I won Scottish Premier League Player of the Month in August 2000 while playing for Kilmarnock. I had 2 spells at Dundee United. My favourite dinner is steak pie. Who am I?
Right, play it again.
Does ring a bell. That's a cracker, by the way. That's good. I thought
Hello,
they would get no offence. I thought
won
it was really obvious.
Scottish Premier League Player of the Month in August 2000 while playing for Kilmarnock. I had 2 spells at Dundee United. My favourite dinner is steak pie. Who am I?
Is there a steak pie reference that I should get here?
No, I just asked him to say what his favourite.
Oh, right. I thought it was somebody that was famous for, like, I don't know,
I know what you
throwing
mean.
a steak pie.
I know
or...
what you mean.
Like when a bro fucking away like pies and all that.
Aye, don't let that throw you.
Nah, I'm struggling. You know, you think. I mean,
Joe knows it,
I
I
was
think.
just trying to do the career, but I'm miles off it with that.
So, played with Kilmarnock 2000.
2000. Kilmarnock and Dundee United, I thought somebody like Andy McLaren, and it's not Andy McLaren, but I just mean in terms of.
Well, Gordon Duncan, I think you'll find.
Is it?
It is! Yes!
Come on.
There we go!
Sounded different. That's spooky. I was talking about him this morning. That's
Were
weird.
you really?
Anyway.
Do you know I had him in for Football Daft in, right? And it was. I
missed that episode.
Right? No,
He's
it
a
was
good
me
guy,
and
isn't
Ewan.
Andy?
It was
Was
me and
it?
It was me and Ewan that done it. And
Oh, Yun.
and I read his book, Fico Winning to Glasgow. I managed to rattle
Is
through
that
it.
the name of the book?
Fico winning in Glasgow.
But his book was brilliant. So So a quick plug for that. I don't know if he still gets any spot release.
I think he was on Superscoreboard when it got released or something like that. Yeah.
It's a great book. It's a great read, and he's an even better man. So thanks for getting in touch, Andy, or at least replying.
Right, at least I got that.
There we go. That's good. Now let's pass it on to Shell Soup Bowl.
Right, let's go.
I made 5 appearances for Barnet. I played for one half of the old firm, and at one point in my career trained with the other. My favourite takeaway is Indian.
Barnet.
This is a good game, isn't it?
That's a great game. I think I might.
Barnet. And he played with one half of the old firm and trained with the other half.
Yeah, I think.
Wait a minute.
You know.
Wait a minute.
so.
What's his favourite dinner?
It was an Indian. So it can't be that guy you're thinking about.
Right. Hold on.
I think you, Dano. Do you know what way we should have done it? We should have done it like countdown. You rate it.
Oh, and then show.
Aye.
That would have been
I
better.
might be wrong. I just played with a lot of clubs. This guy.
He did.
Played with more than one big city club up here.
Yes.
Yeah, I think I've got
correct. You've got it. You've definitely got it. Trained.
Craig Gordon.
No.
Oh.
Is that who you were going to say?
No.
Who you going to
But
say,
I
Gordon?
did think.
Same first name.
Yep.
Craig Beattie.
Craig Beattie. Well
Beats.
done. Well done.
There we
well
go.
done.
Beats.
Well done.
2-0 to Gordon.
Well done,
Turn out
Gordon.
Gordon. And thanks again, Craig Beattie's a great guy. Thanks for getting back to the WhatsApp. Love that goal against Celtic at Hampden.
In the Scottish Cup?
Scottish.
Yes, and he did the tap after.
That went down well amongst the Celtic fans, didn't it? Yeah.
On to Chris Toll now.
Christopher Toll.
I can't get Craig Beattie out of my fucking head.
Said no one ever. Sorry, Beats, if he's listening.
Thanks for playing, Craig. Go, Toll. Here we go. I should do this next week, you know.
I made 1 appearance for Kilmarnock. I scored my first international goal in 2008 against Ukraine, cracker by the way, and my favourite chocolate bar is a Galaxy.
Wow.
No idea.
Well
Play
seen.
it again, Craig.
2000.
Play it again.
For Scotland. He doesn't say he played for Scotland. He made his international.
I made 1 appearance for Kilmarnock. I scored my first international goal in 2008 against Ukraine, cracker by the way, and my favourite chocolate bar is a Galaxy.
So you think he's trying to throw you with somebody that didn't play for Scotland?
I think it could potentially, because you know that we've had a lot of players that have played for Australia and stuff like that, do you know what I mean? So
The only thing that's annoying me about that is we would have played Ukraine around that time, eh?
Aye.
So, right, I knew you were going to say this. I was going to tell him to say Scotland.
But it
I
is for
thought-
Scotland.
right, so it's
It is for
Scotland.
Scotland. So don't go down that line.
We only made 1 appearance for Kilmarnock.
Aye, 1 appearance.
This is great. This,
That is a good one.
Are we all passing on this one?
No, I just think he scored
Well,
against Ukraine.
Right, think about it. Right, also
I should
think
know
about
that
it.
then.
Right, I would look into the 1 appearance for Kilmarnock.
What?
I would look into that in your brain.
We only made 1 appearance for Kilmarnock.
Why would somebody maybe make 1 appearance? What would be the reasoning?
Injury.
Could be.
He was on loan at Kilmarnock.
Could be.
Great, this is brilliant. That really helps. No, hold on though. So we played those memorable games against Ukraine,
And I can't
and he
remember.
scored in them.
He
Scored in one of them.
scored.
Right, so
Actually, wait a minute, it was 2008. It can't be that memorable, I can't.
no, that was the campaign of McFadden in Paris, etc.
Right.
And the
Right,
home
okay,
game.
right,
So
that
the home.
was up.
Oh, I know who it is then. Oh, I know who it is. I definitely know who it is. Right.
Right,
Okay.
okay, pass.
Ah, there we are.
Pass.
Ah, okay. Ah, it's gone. Oh, you want me to go?
And Gordon, take the floor.
Lee McCulloch.
Oh, big jig!
That's right.
Oh!
You're right. I totally forgot about that Kilmarnock thing, but he was a manager and he played once. Anyway.
So
There
there
we
you
go. So
go.
it's back on to Gordon again.
So it's back on to Gordon. And
How many have we got left?
This is the 5th and the final.
That's his
Oh no!
fourth.
This is 4th, sorry.
Right.
Mate, an ass of this. Oh, I'm getting so excited.
That's good. I like it.
This is a game for the future, isn't it?
Imagine watched it at Superscoreboard in a few weeks and I'm playing this.
I know.
He's like, oh, this is great. It takes us that long to get a bloody guest on. He's managed to get 5 footballers in one day.
It was so easy to do it. Right.
Right.
Please, please now play Voice 4.
I finished my playing career at Partick Thistle. I scored 10 goals in the season. My team won the league. My favourite breakfast cereal is Weetabix.
You're going to get that right.
I just felt like I really recognised the voice, but now then I start second guessing myself. Is
With
Derek
the
Ferguson? No, sound like
not Derek Ferguson.
No, just no way. Like I kind of knew. Like I should know that voice rather than the information.
I know
and that's
why
what's annoying me.
I know why it'll be. I know why it would be bugging you. Let's play it again, Greco.
I finished my playing career at Partick Thistle. I scored 10 goals in the season. My team won the league. And my favourite breakfast cereal is Weetabix.
This is going to sound so backwards. I understand what. I feel like that's the easiest, but I can't.
It is the easiest.
It's the easiest voice.
It's the easiest voice to recognise.
He's the guy that sounds more like himself
Yep.
than the rest of them have sounded, and I can't remember. Why is that?
By the way, it's a very recognisable voice. And can I just say, Toe and Bob going to actually throw something in this game here?
Isn't it though?
It's a game of redneck.
But you hear that guy a lot. Whoever that is, you hear him a lot, and we should get that.
You should get that.
Right,
Gordon, you should get that.
He's a clue here. Who did they win the league with?
That's a joke that we can't get that. That's the easiest one, which sounds ridiculous because we can't get it. But that's the easiest. It's the one that sounds the most.
He won the league with Celtic.
Right, and he finished his career at Partick Thistle. So I'm assuming he's retired recently.
No.
I'll do it once more.
Wait 1 minute.
Sorry.
You get it, Gordon.
Scored 10.
I want one who used to get it.
I know.
I finished my playing career at Partick Thistle. I scored 10 goals in the season. My team won the league.
That voice as well.
And my favourite breakfast cereal is Weetabix.
Whoever, no, but I feel like they're putting a weird emphasis on.
Don't know?
No.
He's speaking like the way he speaks.
Simon Donnelly.
It's Simon Donnelly.
Oh my God! It's Simon Donnelly.
Right, hold on a minute. Of the five, the one that's a pundit on Superscoreboard.
That's what I was going to say. That's what I was going to say.
It was almost like too recognisable.
I know what you mean. I know what you mean.
I'm just talking about
Right,
just
so
trying
it's
to defend
4-0.
myself.
Who shot mines?
I would say this one is the fifth and final. It might be a wee bit tricky.
I don't make vote between you and I for this one because
No, if he's going to win 5-0, then he's going to win 5-0.
Oh no,
You need to go and have a look at yourselves.
Please go for it.
No,
it's my
but
shot.
If you
I'm
can't
not
get it.
getting a
I don't
shot.
care.
Right, let's go.
I provided an assist to Jamie Murphy in Europe in 2010. I've also played for Dundee, and my favourite soft drink is an orange juice.
I know who it is.
Tom Haley.
Yep.
Well done.
Haley.
That was the easiest man to get.
Aye, just the voice.
I got it.
I was at he scored in Europe a free kick in,
He's got a quite-
Denmark,
you
and
can
I was
recognise his voice.
That was when you've been a Motherwell fan, right? A consolation goal away in Europe's like the highlight.
I bet
I genuinely think we lost 2-1. The one is like that's like the European highlight. It feels like I remember that Denmark. What a trip that was. That was great.
Did you travel abroad?
Oh, yeah, we go everywhere.
To be fair, our European highlight this season was a free kick by Jota when we were getting beat 5-0.
I thought you were going to say
after
Callum McGregor hitting the post or something at the home game.
Aye, that was close enough. I know.
Their recent European highlights just a final.
No, I did everywhere. Not that MD believes you, of course. It's
Not had any
who do you-
highlights since then, anyway.
who do you really support?
Yeah, so
Just
be
call me
you,
son.
Yes. Sorry, mate. I know you hate that.
you, Tam Cowan, Crofty. You're all sitting in a wee box. Going to Motherwell games.
See, you've just done it. You assume there's only three people that you know. So everybody, what? How could anyone possibly not favour Celtic or Rangers? And that's what drives everything else.
What about what we're going to ask you is, how do you ever get callers that come on and you have to switch them off?
Yeah.
You do?
Aye.
Have you the buttons there and?
Yeah.
What's the worst one you've had? Have you had any bad ones recently or anything like that?
So there's this is not that bad. It's just the most recent. It's the only one recently. So, and there's a backstory. We got, these, you'll know this. You get these daft like promotional pictures taken, like that we use for marketing or whatever. So I don't know why. Well, basically, Gordon Dale never showed up. He'd somewhere else to be. Who knows what or whatever he was doing. Hugh Keevans couldn't make it. So it was just Mark Wilson and I. And as soon as I got there, I was like, but under what circumstances would they ever just use a picture of just me and Mark? Like, what's the point? I'm not saying like it should be just me, except but like you would never use that. If you're either going to use maybe just me as they do just now because I'm the one that's on it every night, or you would use us all. Anyway, right, hold up, play along, let's go. Let's get the pictures taken. This guy's, the photographer, right? He's like got me and Mark. It was like something to Brokeback Mountain, honestly. He's got like Mark like leaning into my,
That's
almost like.
We've had footage like that.
And we're like, right, is you and Cameron, is George Bowie, is this a piss take? And the guy's like, no, I'm like, what are you on about? And he's got like Mark like just coming over my shoulder, and he's like, just turn your heads closer to each other and stuff. And I'm like, it was when he said put your hands around his waist, I was like, nah, I don't really. Anyway, so I had to leave. And Mark said,
because you were affronted.
Mark said Mark said it got even weirder, right? And the photographer's like dead serious. He's like,
take the top off.
Mark, haven't they ever told you look like, and you would never get the name that's coming. I did a bit on the show this because I got people to guess. Mark, you look like Richard Gere, right?
Richard Gere. Sounds like he's been on.
Don't say it. Don't say it. Right. You'll see why in a minute.
Alright, okay.
He went, Mark, you look like Rich. I never told you look like a young Richard Gere. So I'm like, right, this can't be. Mark's like, honestly, he was so weird. So we did a bit of a joke on the show, right? Who do you think it was? And we were getting all these suggestions in. Right, Mark, reveal Richard Gere. And he's just spoiled my punchline here.
Sorry, man.
Cut that bit out.
I need to stop. Cut my bit out there.
So next call, boy phones in. Alright, panel, just before I make my point, I just want to say, see that guy? He's obviously been on the gear. And I'm like...
I know.
I'm like, it's kind of funny.
Right.
It's what everybody's thinking, let's be honest. But it's also an actual family radio show.
Yeah.
He's talking... Aye, that's got to go, do you know what I mean? Like, of course it does.
Sensationally
Like,
axed.
of course it does need to go. So, dump that. But then Mark Wilson, Gordon Dale, we're then in stitches. So you're then, once the call gets dropped, you're still just live. It goes back the 8 seconds from the delay. But we're just laughing that and not in a good way. That like hysterical, doesn't sound good to listen to way. And the guy's just like, aye. And I said to the producers like on him, look, listen, we know you didn't mean much by it. It's not that big a deal. You're not banned from the show, but I just...
That's brilliant.
So see when you cut them off, does it go back to the producer and they get to talk to them and say, listen...
Well, they're still like... yeah, I mean, that's a kind of separate thing. They can just speak to them in the phone booth or whatever. So that's not the worst. The worst, I must have told this the last time I was on. People will be cursing me for telling the same stories.
Don't worry, that's podcast.
One C bomb.
Oh,
really? I know there are no rules on this podcast. But
somebody mentioned Celtic.
We've tried to cut down the swearing, haven't we?
The swearing can sometimes, when you're listening to it back, it sounds a bit trampy.
Oh, it was amazing though. It was like the best use of it though. It was like, it wasn't like you are it. It was like the good.
He's a good.
The way the kind of Billy Connolly talks about
a term of endearment.
The way Billy Connolly says it's quite poetic. The way
it was culturally significant. If you asked me,
but they still had to go.
I was a Rangers fan, and it was back a couple of years ago, and he's like, our midfield is just needing a bit of dig. He's like, do you know what? Pains me to say it, like, we need a Scott Brown. He's like, I'm not saying I liked it.
Oh no!
I must have told that last time I was
no, I don't think you did.
It went, and it was bad, like, because it went, so it got dumped and whatever, but the producer, you producers listen to this, it got left in the podcast. So everybody, which is loads of people listening to it the next day.
But that's great traction for you,
That's a good thing as well, though, when it comes to a podcast. It's not...
I think we still would have cut that out for sure, and so the Sun were wanting to do a story on it and stuff like that.
You know what I actually learned? This was about 6-7 years ago. I learned quite a lot from Michelle McManus in a photo shoot. Very similar to you and Mark's, where we were in a bakery, right? We're in the candy bar in Salkits, and we were getting... The two years were kind of cuddled together with an Empire biscuit in her horn. She's gone like that, putting the Empire biscuit in my mouth. I'm putting the Empire biscuit on in her mouth.
Why have they picked you two for this advert?
Who knows? And it came to the point where literally the photographer was like, can you put cream on each other's nose? And like Eskimo kiss practically. And I didn't want to do it, right? But the nerves in me went, aye, let's do it. And Michelle McManus, to her respect, or whatever you say, I'll give her due. She went, absolutely not. And she went, Grado, you need to no say aye to everything that people ask you to do.
It's
She's
true,
like, they're a picture that was trying to take the piss out of us. we're not doing that. And I was like, you know what? I'm not rubbing cream for Michelle McManus to lick it off my snib. But that's what the pictures that they wanted.
At that stage, you're thinking, I need to just accept what they're saying. I don't want to leave a bad impression.
That's it, man. That's it.
We're quite, like, when we're doing things, we're quite bad for that. We'll say aye to a lot and just do it, but you have got quite, you're like, nah.
Like rally round the Rangers.
Cut that out.
There is a picture of me now. We do look like a boy band. Like, I've got my arms around you.
We had to do one for the panel a few years ago.
Base at your ovals.
Betty's are wearing hats. He sat on a chair and I'm like cuddled with him, and it was.
Look at
that was it. Like.
Hugh Keevans would hate that. Absolutely hate it.
Yeah, I remember put that on the pod there.
That is a cracker, to be fair.
That's
a great photo. That is, by the way.
Backstreets back.
So is there anything else, boys, you want to ask Gordon before he needs to go his very way?
I'm enjoying this.
I think we'll
let Gordon go.
It's probably too long a podcast.
No, it's been good.
No, not at all, man.
You're very easy to talk to, and you're a good laugh.
Aye,
it's good fun.
No, thanks for coming in, Gordon. Have you anything else?
I'm trying to think. Favourite ever? Right, what's your favourite? Just before you go.
Aye, quick fire ones. Favourite ever call?
That's not quick. Because you'll have to explain it.
No,
I was going to ask him his favourite Motherwell memory as a football player. Do you know what I mean?
That'll be quick.
Was it memory or player?
Well, like, where's it? You know, I'm a Rangers fan. One of my greatest moments was Killie, Rugby Park. Kyle Lafferty scoring right away and stuff like that. That's what I think about. What do you think too?
It's tough when you don't win it. Do you know what I mean? See when your highlights the equaliser and a 6-6 draw against Hibs. Do you know what I mean?
Like Darian McKinnon getting sent off in a Lanarkshire derby.
It's difficult because making the final, one of the cup finals would probably be it. But then you're going to lose the final age. We've had a tough existence.
That's what we spoke about with Keith Lasley. When we're talking about when he played, he says like great memories. I keep walking out of Hampden, but at the end of it, we didn't win.
So I mean, one standout is beating Aberdeen last kick of the game to finish second. I was working though, so you're not like, you can't go that daft. Do you know what I mean? And you were in the press box, but it would still probably need to be. I think it would need to be that, or just going in Europe's still brilliant. Like that's the difference.
What about the playoffs, Rangers years ago?
Oh, that was a horrible day.
Let's talk about that. That was magnificent. Sorry, I'm in the wrong room for this.
Hey, Mosney's doing us there, so just be careful.
him and Sean Rooney alone. But again,
let him out, Jamie.
But again, I worked, and I remember being really nervous because still, you still care about your team, do you know what I mean? And then I probably didn't believe that was. I think it took to half time in the Fir Park game to think, right, actually are going to be fine here, because I was just waiting on some onslaught coming back, and I was with Hugh. So then, see when everybody runs on the pitch, Mojney's punching folk. Hugh's like, he's gone everywhere. I mean, he's so excited. I've not seen anything like this since the 1970s. And that he's shouting down the. It was that was good.
That was a horrible day.
It was, man. They were trying to get Cammy Bell on, hadn't we?
Aye, so I can get it off my chest.
He started doing radio stuff as well.
He's on quite a lot, right? And I just always avoid it. I just can't. I can't bring myself.
Oh, come on, I want to.
If he's on this podcast at some point, I'll need to speak to him about it.
The sheer joy from my side of it, and probably like one of the worst moments.
I still don't know what he was thinking.
This is a good quick fire question.
Really quick.
I know. Right, we'll get you up.
Greatest ever Motherwell player.
James McFadden.
There we go.
Who's your favourite serial killer?
I don't have one.
You don't have one?
No.
What's your favourite dinner?
Aye, that's a good one.
That is a cracker. Oh wow! Because how hard is it to pick one?
Aye.
Very difficult.
I'd go for like
as long as you've got sides, I'm alright.
Aye, I'd go for like a lamb chops, but like curried. Like curried lamb chops.
I'm with you.
Guess what I had for my dinner last night? Shout out to the Fox and Willow and Ayr. I had lamb massa man curry.
Amazing.
Tremendous.
What a choice that is.
Lobster bisque to start. Woo-hoo. Lobster and Ayrshire.
Can't hide that pantomime though, can you?
Exactly.
The Sarwan.
My dad paid for it.
Sarwan restaurant in Bishop Briggs, best.
Is it?
Lamb chops. Oh,
yeah,
I'm
amazing.
not too keen on lamb and all that.
Oh, I love them. Do you like blue cheese sauce?
Nah.
I'm with you.
Is this a thing?
No, he loves it. We'll talk about that.
Oh.
Blue cheese sauce is my
Kryptonite.
It's my weakness.
Is it?
Also, you can tell me about.
Well, right. Don't want to keep you much longer, right?
I'm telling you, as long as you like.
When we do the pantomimes, right, we've got a wee break in between shows. Got a 1:30 show, 2:00, 1:30, 7:30. So it was one of our last days, and it was a later finish. It was a 2:00 show, so we didn't have that much time. Says we'll just jump across the walkabout, we'll sit there, because Scott was where he wanted to watch a Celtic game, Celtic and Killie, semi-final. So we got a wee booth in the corner, it was nice, right? The food was no bad, it was nothing to write home about. So we're all ordering, my thing, just scan it on the menu. Grado's like, no, I'm getting up to the bar.
See if we've got blue cheese.
So he goes up to the bar, he says, can I get XYZ, right?
But no, it's buffalo wings.
Right, buffalo
wings
right.
should always come with blue cheese.
Calm down. Right, so we wanted buffalo wings. They didn't have any blue cheese sauce, right? Which didn't surprise me in a place at work. I didn't think they would have, right? And then he says...
Australian delicacy,
and
blue cheese sauce.
And then he says, what dips do you get with this? What dips do you get with that? They said, no, don't come with any dips. Slammed the menu down on the counter. He says, I can't effing eat here. Stormed out a big cash meal, and he went and had something to eat himself.
Where?
I went to Smashburger and went back and sat in my dressing room.
And he says when he was walking back,
so big time.
He was trying to, because we had a window seat, like a booth seat right at the window, and he's walking back to the theatre, he said, didn't you? And you were scared to look here because we were all sitting together.
I had my hood up.
Me, Jester was affronted. He was affronted.
But do you know, think a big company like Walkabout, if they're going to do buffalo chicken wings, you put blue cheese is the condiment that goes with it. Am I right?
You might.
Mate, I'll tell you this now, I don't know, because I never ever have wings.
He might be right in that. Right, you might.
Do you think so?
I'm a big meat on the bone fan.
So am I. Right. So am
I just don't feel as strongly about blue cheese the way you do. So it's
but
hard
you
for
need
me.
to. Do you like mushrooms?
No, I don't actually.
I can tell that a mile away.
Really? But I don't. I'm not sure I like that tone. Because, do you know what I mean?
You're one of these people.
Because my palate's no bad, but I draw the line.
No, you're too fussy. You're one of these people.
I'm not fussy.
Well, you're. Because
you
don't like mushrooms.
Things. It's what I'd say one of the only. It's the texture, Grado.
What
is
that?
We
were talking about that. What about me?
What is that texture?
I've got a story for you.
You tried a mushroom when you were 10 and you went, I'm never doing that again.
Nah, I used to be a bit like that, right? But see, since This Is Your Life, Gordon Duncan, my wife is like, her family are like massive cooks, huge into their food. So see when I first went for like dinner and stuff, it was like, I was under so much pressure. I was getting like punished. It was like, you don't like that, you'll like mine. That's the way my mother-in-law used to speak. What's that? You don't like peas, you'll like mine. Eat them.
I love that.
And see, to be fair, that's worked with everything.
Aye.
I draw the line at mushrooms.
Mushrooms are barking.
I'm the same as you. I was at I was at Hampden on Saturday, right, and we were there hospitality.
Ridiculous.
Thanks very much, Ryan, by the way, producer Ryan, for hooking us up with the tickets. We went and we sat down, and the lady came round before the meals get served and says, "Is anybody got any dietary requirements?" Now, usually, I hate mushrooms that much that I tell them that I'm allergic to the mushrooms and I can't have them, right? So, for some reason, I've no bothered on Saturday. And then they've handed out the menus and everything had mushrooms in
mushroom
it.
soup, mushroom burger, mushroom ice cream.
Stroganoff.
Risotto.
Nah, man.
Right, so I've had to get the woman back out and I said, listen, I'm really sorry, but actually, I'm allergic to mushrooms, I can't have mushrooms. So they had to make me my own special sauce for this flipping
Wasn't it blue cheese sauce, was it?
It was funny.
Sent him over the edge.
I just think storming out a place when all your pals are sitting there having...
I was mortified. I shouldn't have done it.
Gordon hit the nail on the head. It was you were like a diva.
But what you need to do, Gordon, you need to sit down and you don't drink that, so you can't have wine. Blue cheese, have a bash with it.
If you don't like it, you like his.
Well,
as I always say.
Exactly. Well, he described blue cheese to me, and I tried it in DiMaggio's when we went for dinner one day, and he described it to me as, just try it, right? Initially, it will taste like shite in your mouth.
Aye, great sales pitch.
But once you walk through that, you like it.
Once you mature
I don't want
past
to
the
walk
shite.
through the taste of shite. Thanks very much.
It's a weird place to be in it.
But there's something happens to your tongue, and then you end up you become addicted to it.
So Gordon, thanks for coming
Thanks
on.
very much, mate.
So anyway, Sky Sports.
All the best, mate.
Aye,
And
very much,
thank you
Gordon.
for giving up your time to come in. It's
Pleasure.
been amazing.
Appreciate
Anytime.
that, man.
And stay after the mushrooms.